I don't exactly know what to say, but I'll say something anyway, because I'm tired and angry, but somebody should be. Hopefully you, most certainly me. I feel a need to, a sense of duty, a duty that should be ascribed to you and me, to care for our neighbor, the oppressed, the ones suffering. So first, I'll tell you a little bit about me. I grew up in the Deep South, in a red state with a red state of mind, thinking republicanism was always right. I've since changed my mind. You're allowed to do that at any point in time. And I can't help but notice the way hypocrisy bleeds into every little thing, like not allowing conversations about politics at church, but wanting their religion deeply rooted in politics, mandated in states and school curriculum. They use the name of God as a weapon, making him a mascot for the powerful, rather than the liberator of the oppressed that he was and is. It's sickening. The evil is only just beginning. Or is it? Has it been going on for so long, and they're just now seeing it, an effect of their privilege, their blissful ignorance of the evil we've seen? And I can only imagine the evil that remains unseen and unspoken that's taking place behind closed doors. Would witnessing that be enough to make you believe your own eyes over the lies? It's disgustingly ironic how none of this feels new. How it all feels rehearsed, already used, as if this tyranny was taken out of a handbook that was once ours, that has now become a waking dystopian novel, a novel that was meant to serve as a cautionary tale, not an instruction manual. We are witnessing history repeat itself. At least it's trying to. It's trying to slip past us, meandering around our feeds, hoping we're not smart enough to notice, to recognize the familiarity of this scene. But we see it, and we already know the ending, so we're speaking out. But as we cry out for justice, we're met with resistance from our own friends and family, calloused to the realities, the apparent atrocities. Because if you're not angry, you're not paying attention. It's time y'all put the Christ back in Christian. And if you're trying desperately to make excuses for the injustices happening right now, you're on the wrong side of history, trying to grapple with and rationalize evil acts and explain them away with what the news has to say, believing the lies they're telling you, not once questioning if what they say is true. Yet you claim to love and worship a God who instructed you to love your neighbor, welcome the stranger, the poor, the sick. If you're unbothered by what's happening and have the audacity to claim to follow God, you lack a basic understanding of the empathy, love, and justice that Jesus taught and died for. A lot of you are sitting at tables Jesus would have flipped. And you're not just sitting, you're dining, socializing, laughing, mocking the cries for justice from the least of these. Need I remind you that American Christianity has set silently aside for decades, not just ignoring the atrocities happening around you and me, but letting it slide past them with ease, shrugging their shoulders, finding no fault in things not affecting them directly. And if they don't say anything, they let their silence speak. Because if you aren't condemning, you are condoning. And if you'd like to know what radicalized me, I'll tell you. Jesus. But what hardened your heart? Jesus? Is that your answer? The excuse for the hatred you hold so close to your soul? Because the Jesus I know so loved the world, not just white folk. Not just people who look and think like you. So what's your excuse really for all that bigotry? Because you can't use God as a political mascot, then not reflect him with your actions or thoughts. And your prayers are wasted on a white American nationalist God that doesn't exist and never has. So God forbid I want liberty and justice for all. Call me an evil empath and I will laugh. Because you think it's a bad thing, a weakness, a sin, my empathy? If empathy's a sin, you can crucify me, and I'll hang next to the man who died for me, and we'll both weep, screaming, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." But the thought, the knowing fear lingers. What if they do?